let's talk about recovery systems. Recovery is the act of recovering or removing a stuck vehicle from where or however it is stuck. High-centered mud, snow, you name it. You need to get that vehicle out of its situation and back on the road. It really doesn't take a whole lot of equipment to do that right, and it starts with some basics, and the basics are a traction board, in my opinion. We've used at Expedition Overland and personally Maxtrax forever. They're the original and they're really well built. I've literally had hundreds of recoveries using Maxtrax, so I can speak towards them. But they're the #1 device for recovery because everything else that we talk about in the future on this can still utilize these at a base level to help with whatever these items do. So Maxtrax, they're light, anyone can use them, they're safe, they work forwards, they work backwards, they work on your vehicle, and they work on another person's vehicle. They're extremely useful, and that's why they're the baseline of any recovery kit that we build. Expanding beyond that, the next step would be to get a snatch strap. Now, a snatch strap is a nylon that has a dynamic rating. It can stretch. It helps pull a vehicle out of its predicament by using another recovering vehicle to provide the power. That's probably the next quickest and oftentimes safest recovery that doesn't require a lot of specialty equipment. It should be in everybody's recovery kit. Maxtrax and a snatch strap of some kind. Now, if you do get the snatch strap, make sure that you have the proper way to secure it to a vehicle, which is either through soft shackles, which weigh nothing, or the classic D-ring that you can find all over the place. But just make sure that wherever or however you buy it, it is properly rated for the job that you're doing. Let's move into the ability for a vehicle to mechanically self-recover. That introduces winching. Winching is, to me, an essential part of any Overlander's kit, especially for any dedicated Overland vehicle where you're going to be off the grid, needing to potentially rescue yourself from a bad situation. So, in order to use a winch, you need a winch that has a cable that runs out and will secure itself to some anchor point, either another vehicle or a tree, etc. To do that, you're going to need, again, D-rings or soft shackles to secure whatever you're attaching to. The most common is probably using a tree saver that goes around a tree. This protects the tree's trunk from the cable, and it also protects your cable, whether it's steel or synthetic, from being damaged by cinching down on a tree. This would connect to a D-ring, and you just recover off of that. It's much safer and environmentally sound. If you need more mechanical advantage, the next piece in most kits comes down to a snatch block. A snatch block allows you to have more of a mechanical advantage as you run the line through the pulley, typically back to a vehicle. It also allows you to recover from off angles, or if you can't quite get to the right anchor point, you can use a snatch block to get to that proper anchor. If you're using a winch, it is critical anytime you pull line that you're going to have a damper on it. A damper goes over the top of a winch line, threads here. In the event that your winch line fails in a violent way, a damper is what's going to cause the rope to drop to the ground by robbing it of its energy. Without it, a winch line can do some pretty dangerous things under load as it flies back. Always run a dampener. Now, a good recovery kit has all of this in it, and it makes it easy for you to go in and make sure you have enough shackles and all that, and we have great kits here that have all the necessary equipment inside of them.